So if you were taking note of that calendar we made earlier, you will have noticed that Iowa was not on the schedule. I should be skipping it in terms of just buying content in iRacing, but I realized I think it was going to be one of those weeks I would really have regretted passing up on. Iowa is such a, I was going to say notorious, but I guess I'm looking for the opposite of that word. Such a beloved track in all series, even all the way up to IndyCar and the Sprint Cup whenever they do go there, although I don't think they really ever go there at all. Maybe they just started going there recently. Anyway, it's just a really beloved track, and people are always talking about it in different videos, especially when it comes to this ARCA series. And so it was like a last-minute Sunday night decision to do it, to pull the trigger right when the week started, or theoretically before, I think technically what counts as the start of the week, just when the servers flip over. And I decided to go for it just because I was getting in from the beginning, even though it was against the purchasing guide that I had set out for myself. But anyway, I really am happy with that decision because we've been having some fantastic racing here in Iowa, and it's really been allowing me to learn ovals really well because it is both a high-banked, fast, short track that requires the use of the brake and knowing that it's not really just about slowing you down, it's about rotating the car and about the throttle. And so it's been a really great learning experience track, so I'm really happy to have done it. And in this race, I believe, oh no, I'm sorry, that was a different race. I was just looking at how close we were racing. This might actually be the race, so I'll bring it up anyway. But I think this is the race where we were all within not just a tenth, but a 100th of the same time, the first four people in qualifying. So this might be that this group, but you can see here all five of us, pretty much, especially them four, on the same piece of real estate on the track. And so I am trying to do my best to stay with the group and to learn and to not put myself in any bad positions, try to put myself in good positions, but mostly keeping myself away from bad positions like that 20 car just bouncing off my car. I'm trying to keep myself away from those positions. I'm trying to keep my car on the right rear without sending it into sending it all the way around or anything like that. So I'm really trying to drive on my personal limit and try to squeeze as much out of the car as I can. I have been so curious about lap times and ovals, and it gets to the point where, you know, there are not set braking markers and turn-in points like there are at road courses, where you could say it's this spot on the track, this marker, this specific distance braking zone board. But in ovals, it's much more based on feel. And so for the first time, I started recording some telemetry data and was able to compare some telemetry data to some very fast laps and see what the difference is in both the line choice and in throttle and brake application. And it's been an absolutely wild experience so far in this beginner oval series and experience, and I've really just been loving it. Quite frankly, one of the other reasons, it wasn't just that I saw Iowa and I was like, oh, it's a fantastic track, I gotta do it. I really was itching for some more oval racing, and it was that combined with such a legendary track that really made me pull the trigger. So IMSA racing with the new license, with the A license, has been interesting. It's been tough though, to say the least. It's been difficult, and it has been a definite step up. It has been clean racing. It has been great, but it is just really difficult. And I am not only with a bunch of faster people over there, but I am learning a new car in the P2, and not just for a one-time event, but to actually consistently use it over a season and get used to the switch for the downforce. That is the big difference between that and the GT3 car. But anyway, we'll talk more about IMSA racing in an IMSA video. We're here to talk about Iowa and to talk about the Menards, the ARCA Menards series. So you can also tell we were popped on a skin. I don't know. I guess that's just to say that we're really diving in, getting deeper in, trading paints, everything like that. Just everything that is oval racing. And I just really, I'm a little surprised that I'm enjoying it so much. But here is the turning point in the race. As you can see, we have now taken up into second position. And we are now 3 seconds off the lead, and there is 10 laps to go. So 5 minutes approximately, and we've got to hold off those cars behind us. As you saw earlier, we were all super close, and this is the thing about oval racing that I'm really loving, and it's how close everything is. That car is 3 seconds off in front, and that is a pretty far distance, especially for 10 laps to go. But 3 seconds in a road race is just around the corner, right? Especially when we're talking about IMSA racing or the longer endurance races, especially like those VRS endurance races. So everything is much more intense. It's much more close. We're much more on the line, on the limit all of the time. And speaking of the line, I'm really enjoying that the different lines are actual different options. They have, each line has its own feeling and its own pros and cons, and especially here at Iowa, in this race, I wasn't really flexing around with different line choices or really even using the fastest line here. But I've since realized since this race how fast that upper line is here, both in the middle and up high towards the wall. So it's been... that has been a thrilling experience where you can actually race someone going too wide without it only being a detriment. Obviously, it's always going to be faster to go single file, but at the same time, what I'm really referring to is it's when you go and enter into a corner, it's not just both of us splitting a line here. It's a much more interesting race where, they're going to go down to that white line or that yellow line right away, which means that they're gonna have a better entry, a faster entry than us at the top, but we're gonna have that super fast, really fast exit through the straightaway, faster than them coming off the bottom of the track. So being able to have that in a race in just a few corners at the limit, it's something that I didn't anticipate would be so addicting and so fun. And no matter what, every race I'm like death gripping the wheel, forearm pump going, just trying to relax myself for no matter what, just because how intense every moment and every race is, even when you're just at the back, because you're always pushing the car as fast as it can go. And that is something that I definitely haven't got used to, and I think that that's going to be one of those like Fortnite moments where you're one of the final few and you're just shaking. I don't know what it was about those final moments in Fortnite that were so much more crazy. Anyway, so you can see their car in third place. Cal puts themselves in a pretty dangerous position with such enough time left where they, like we were just talking about, they were definitely going to be able to hold that line, or at the very least just go back to losing a little bit of track position, go back to my bumper or whatever, and have a go for it in the next corner, because they're going to have an opportunity to take a different line and to have a different opportunity. Like this car below me is taking advantage of some speed that wasn't there in the middle of the corner, but as we mentioned earlier, I'm up high, so I was able to get a faster exit, and it's all about what these lapped cars are doing in front of me. So right now we're going back and forth with this 20 car, and luckily we are able to pull ahead. I'm not exactly sure what made them pull out, but they're still able to come up and challenge us as we go into the white flag here. We got some lapped traffic to navigate. If I were them, I think I would have been a little bit more aggressive, I think, with how I was driving and taking advantage of these lapped cars that are not getting out of my way. I think I would have been a little bit more poised to strike on myself. I would have done a little bit of the crossover move that I just did on this lapped car on myself, or maybe set myself up for a move on the high line here since I went low. But anyway, they did get a nice run on the bottom. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough second place and a great time at Iowa. Let me know what you guys are doing in the Menard Series, the ARCA Series, or whatever it is that you're racing. And we'll see you in the next one.